finance minister was saying that in simple terms, his take on radical economic transformation was social inclusivity. And I thought that then simplifies it, and it comes back to what we're doing here tonight, and that's speaking about social cohesion. And why I was happy about this, and just on what the statistician was saying here, was we were recently addressed by Stats SA, and I'm very interested in the Millennium Development Goals, and the fact that South Africa missed many of that, I was very hurt. But I then consoled myself and said, okay, we've got the Sustainable Development Goals, which is 2030. So if you look at from now, you've got like 12 and a half years, but when you marry that to the NDP 2030, that is the most important document that we should be looking at. And it speaks then, as I said, look at chapter 15 on social cohesion, and I think that there's a great role that every business person, every citizen in fact, can make towards realizing the vision of NDP 2030. Then there was this area of hindrances. I generally never look at anything like a hindrance, but we have to be realists. There are hindrances today. You're gathered here as Indian and Black African businessmen and women, or community members. And when I look at how do we make things work when we see that there's a challenge, that there's a bottleneck. So you look at what those possibly can be, and obviously those are lived. I must tell the program director that we live this experience every day. We speak to community members, so we know that there are some challenges, but obviously we have to be optimistic and we have to see how do we work around it. So one of them would be, if we have to really work together and network, or gel together as it were, then you've got to look at a couple of business principles. And one of them is cultural management. So for any entrepreneur sitting out here, I think a challenge to you would be, how do you manage diversity? Just the way you manage it in the workplace, how do you manage it when two businesses have to get together that may have different cultural ethos? How do you get together and how do you manage that? So coaching, mentoring, all those kinds of things are very important. And we need more research on this. I mean, there's a lot. I know we're very influenced by the West. There's lots of Harvard studies, etc., done about it. It shows that triple bottom line can be increased. Performance can be increased when you get a cultural mix. So actually this idea is excellent, because we need that to prove that to ourselves, that by being united in our diversity, it can work for business. But what are the other things? It's like the low levels of trust. It is like the lack of human capital. We really do need quality education in our country. If we need to get the skills out there to actually do good business and ethical business.